What is going on, everybody? I go by the name of Kari, and I want to thank you guys for joining me here today on SneakerPhetish. We've done a couple of videos about my good friends over at Greenhouse, and if you don't know what Greenhouse is, it's an innovation hub that fuses multiple brands together to bring some incredible collaborations both in sneakers, streetwear, and clothing to the masses. Today we're taking a look at the latest collaboration with Greenhouse, something that's a little off-center. Without further ado, let's take a look. Today we are talking about Paperboy Paris. And if you don't know what Paperboy Paris is, let me fill you in real quick. Paperboy Paris is actually a real deal restaurant. They're like a coffee shop. They're a brunch shop. They have sandwiches, coffee, things like that. Now they're ducked off in Paris, France, but they actually have blossomed into not just an amazing restaurant, but actually a streetwear icon and staple as well. It's not too far-fetched though. You see a lot of restaurants that come out with their own brands of merchandise, t-shirts, hats, things of that nature, but Paperboy for some reason seemed to catch fire and not only came out with their own merchandise, but actually started teaming up with other brands to make merchandise as well. They're a little bit off-center than just being a regular restaurant, but hey, that's what makes them a part of the culture. Their latest collaboration is with New Balance and Greenhouse. Now, Greenhouse basically fostered and facilitated the entire collaboration, but the two brands that came together, of course, were New Balance and Paperboy Paris. Now, this is the first piece of merchandise that I actually got from the collection. It's actually a set of socks. I think these are really fly. They have the New Balance on them, kind of in the little kid's handwriting, like the Paperboy handwriting, and it's really, really dope piece of the collection. Let's take a look at what else I got. Now, if you take a look at the tag here, you actually see that it says Greenhouse. Greenhouse really is the manufacturer and the facilitator of this collaboration. However, if you also look at the sleeve here, you see it has the Paperboy Paris and New Balance co-branding with all of the different colors from each of the different sneakers going all the way down the sleeve. Which brings me to the sneakers. Boom. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. This is the New Balance 801 in collaboration with Paperboy Paris for Greenhouse. Fly sneaker. First impressions, really, really fly sneaker. We're gonna get into the story about what this sneaker is, the different colors that it came in, and what it's really about after we take a look at the shoe itself. All right, starting with the upper of the sneaker here. Now, if you guys are not familiar with the New Balance 801 model, the silhouette, it really is a dope all-terrain sneaker. This is made both for running, for hiking, for walking around all day, made for any kind of terrain. So very rugged, very, very durable, but it's also very comfortable with this cushioning in the midsole called Absorb. Now, in this colorway of this collaboration, this is made to look like their tuna tataki sandwich. So starting off at the top of the sneaker here, you actually see that it's green, a darker green inside of the shoe here. I believe that's made to represent lettuce perhaps. Then you have this lighter green mesh netting that's on the outside of the sneaker going across the top. I believe that's made to represent avocado. These sail kind of cream colors here on the lateral and medial side in the quarter panels along with the toe box might be the bread. I'm not quite sure. Don't quote me on that. On the toe box of the shoe, I think this is really dope because the materials are really, really good. This is a really smooth kind of nubuck material wrapping right around the toe box here, but it's triple layered. It actually looks like three different materials here, and I think that's really, really fly. Moving back around to the lateral and medial side of the sneaker here, of course, you see the pink and the purple. That, of course, is made to represent the tuna, the actual fish that's put inside of the tuna tataki sandwich and what they look like. Now, again, that's a raw fish, so that's why it kind of looks this pinkish purplish color because, again, if you've ever had sushi, if you ever had raw tuna, that's really the colors that it is. Now, the materials on here is really nice. It's like this, it almost feels like rubber. It's a really interesting material here. I can tell that it's a solid material, but it's very, very soft to the touch. It's nice. On the back of the sneaker here, right inside of the heel pull, you have this green N, of course, for New Balance. Right underneath that, you have the words all terrain in pink. Personally, one of my favorite parts of the shoe is the tongue here with this multicolored New Balance 801 on it. Really, really nice touch. All right, moving down to the midsole of the sneaker here. As I mentioned, the Absorb midsole, sail kind of cream colored with those green speckles in there. I like the touch. I think that it blends nicely with the black and white outsole of the sneaker here. Really, really rugged outsole on this sneaker here. I mean, as you guys can see, it's almost like a boot. It almost wears like a casual boot with a sneaker on the upper of the shoe, but it comes together really nicely because in my opinion, the outsole is not too chunky. I wore this sneaker a lot and I can tell you guys, it really is super comfortable. When I put it on, I really didn't even want to take it off because it's that comfortable. And to me, the shoe just looks really, really dope on foot, possibly because of this really blunted and rounded toe here. I think because of that, it actually makes my foot look really nice inside of the shoe. Does it make make it look too long, doesn't make it look too wide or anything. So that, again, that's why I like it. Now, without a doubt, this is my favorite part of the sneaker here. It's the insole. As you guys can see, it has the Paperboy with the Paperboy Paris logo on here with the New Balance on, has the Paperboy and New Balance co-branding on the heel, but right here in the midfoot, you actually get the full recipe for their famous tuna tataki sandwich. Now, because I don't speak French, I'm not gonna attempt to slaughter these words. The only things that I can really make out is the pain brioche, that's the bread that they use, the green salad, I guess, the avocado, and so on and so forth. If you can interpret French, you can probably understand this recipe a little bit better. Nonetheless, I thought that was a really, really fly touch for these sneakers here in this collection, that they actually put the recipe right on the insole. It's all about the details with me. You guys have known that for quite some time, and I love how many details went into this sneaker. Oh, and I also forgot to mention, speaking of details, that the tongue is actually a really nice tumbled leather. Really, really nice touch. Now, you guys may be wondering, why am I calling this sneaker one of the best sneakers of 2020 so far? To me, it's a no-brainer, but I'm gonna break it down to you guys a little bit more. No, this sneaker is not a hyped up Virgil Abloh, Supreme, Air Force One, Jordan 5, Nike Chicago, whatever, but this sneaker really checks a lot of the boxes of innovation and really intriguing concepts when it comes to sneakers that really tend to get that sneaker of the year category. It's a dope collaboration. It's a model that you really don't see very often, the New Balance 801. The colorways are incredible, and it's actually a part of a series. The Tuna Tataki was just one of 3 different versions of these sneakers for the Paperboy Paris collaboration collection. The other 2 were the Coffee Latte, which was a brown color, and the Ginger Lemonade, which was a more yellowish color. The Tuna Tataki was actually my favorite out of the collection. So many different colors, really was fun to wear, looks great on the foot. But again, great craftsmanship, great quality, great story, incredible details, the little 3M N for the New Balance on here, all the little touches on here, the multicolored stitched tongue with the New Balance 801, the different colors, the meaning behind the sneaker. It just makes for a really incredible release. Sadly, this sneaker fell under the radar, but what I don't understand is why you guys aren't paying as much attention to the Tuna Tataki Paperboy Paris collaboration, but you guys are flipping out over the Joe Freshgoods No Emotion collection. They're both New Balance sneakers. They're both really dope collaborations. I don't get it. I get that Joe Freshgoods may have a little bit more hype behind the brand and behind his name, but that doesn't take anything away from how amazing and innovative and really dope these sneakers were, in my opinion. I'm one of those types of guys that I don't get caught up in the hype. Sure, we're gonna review hyped up sneakers on this channel because that's what we all wanna see. But then I also like to show you guys these little hidden gems here that you may have overlooked that, again, I think are some really incredible sneakers that you might wanna take a second look at. And before you get in the comments, no, these were not gifted to me. No, this is not an endorsement. No, this is not a sponsorship. I actually went on the app and purchased this sneaker and the shirt and the socks myself. Why? Because it's just that dope to me. So my money goes to things that I think are dope, not always to things that are the most hyped up. And that's my message for you guys today as well. Don't always buy things just because there's a lot of hype in it or because you're gonna get a lot of StockX coins out of it. Buy stuff because you like it. Rock what you like. Rock what you think is really dope. Follow the stories, follow the details, and really get into the brands and the stories behind here. That's what makes up the culture. So, one of the best sneakers of the year? It's got my vote. Now it's time for you guys to sound off down in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about the New Balance Tuna Tataki collaboration between Paperboy Paris and New Balance for Greenhouse. Are these a pair of sneakers that you're gonna actually take a second look at, get your eyes on, maybe try to cop yourself a pair of? Or are you gonna go ahead and not get these and pass on them? Or are you checking out one of the other colorways and maybe you like those a little bit better? Sound off in the comments, let me know. Of course, right down in the comments, make sure that you click on that subscribe button so we can welcome you into the Sneaker Fetish family to make sure you don't miss out on any more heat that comes through like these, because I guarantee you, I got a lot more heat on the way. As always, I want to thank you guys for joining me here today on Sneaker Fetish, taking a look at these with me, unboxing them with me for a couple of minutes. I go by the name of Kari. This is the New Balance 801 for Greenhouse, Paperboy Paris, and New Balance. And until next time, I'm out.